Something's new here. It's the table. It's brand new. This is the ink I'm going to be using today. We've seen it before, nothing special. But this, you guys. This is what we all want to look at. Shall we open it? I'm going to take this off. This is a Moonman fountain pen. It's all written in Chinese, or Japanese, sorry. But this presentation alone, I mean, look at this case. Can we zoom in on where it says Moonman? Let's see if I can get in there. It says it right there, Moonman. Can we see it? Right there, see? Moonman. This is an incredible looking presentation. What we're going to do is we're going to unbox it, and we're going to take a look at it. So let's open this up again. You can load this two ways. Clearly with this eyedropper. And it's the twist mechanism, right? When I mean by the twist mechanism, you can twist it to load the ink in. We're obviously going to do it down so you guys have more sense of what I'm talking about. But let's actually just take a look at both of these pieces. This is pure glass and rubber. The feel of this. This is the quality pen I was looking for. This is the quality type that I want. If you're going to invest in fountain pens, you want something that's high quality. Just the eyedropper itself looks amazing. Like no plastic, no fidgety. This is something that you're going to keep on your desk and you're going to do some serious writing with. I know you can't really rant and rage about an eyedropper, but this is a BMW of eyedroppers. I drive a BMW. I would know. I'm that type of jerk on the road, right? But what we really want to do is get into this pen here. This feels like quality plastic instantly. Let's put this from the side. Well, you guys, this is quality penmanship, quality craftsmanship towards a pen. So it's a perfect cylinder right here, but this side right here is completely flat. So it can be laid down on a ground or on your desk, just like this. But look at this. Before we even take it out, look at this. You can see there's three different components in here. So it's the twist-off case, and then the pen where it actually houses the ink, and then you can actually have the housing case that houses the ink, if that makes sense. So the way you load the ink is, as you can see in this black part, you dip the pen in, you twist this down, and then you create a suction, which sucks the ink in here. Or, I do believe, I'm hoping I'm right about this, you pull that part off, and that's where you use the eyedropper tool, just in this main piece. So you would put the eyedropper tool in this place. So let me actually take this apart. So I'm just going to keep this right here. But you guys, like just the build quality alone. And this one isn't even really that expensive. This was $20. But for $20, the presentation of this, imagine when I move up to higher quality ones. So nice, clear, cylindrical cover. None of that like ovalish shape. This marble feels nice too. I will tell you that. And oh, pure silver, like this silver color here. A very simple design. Now these mountains, they're the same mountains that I see on the instructions here. So they must mean something. Maybe there are some mountains that represent Japan. I haven't done my own personal research on it, but I will. So if I unscrew this part right here, so we just take all these pieces apart right here. So what my belief is, you can use to load this, you can load ink directly into here if you don't want to use the vacuum seal type. And the reason I believe that is because if you'll notice right here, there's that white rubber seal there, so it's going to stop ink from ever flowing through. So yeah, I believe I could pull this out. I don't want to pull it out right now. I want to try loading the ink the way it's intended to. So for you guys that are new to fountain pens like I am, I had to research this. And you know, when I get more educated, I'll do a video on it. So this is how you're supposed to load the ink. You dip this all the way into the pen ink jar, bottle, whatever you call it. And you see how this is twisting? You twist this down, and then You slowly pull this up. I wish I could do it in a consistent motion. So then now you have your ink in there. You dap this off. You put this back on. You're ready to write. So let's actually just take a little bit closer look at this. What is this, a marble? It's supposed to mimic what marble is supposed to look like, right? What I'm trying to do is adjust the brightness so you can see the different coloring in it. So you'll notice that in the middle you see this ball in here. I'm assuming that's intentional. That's neat if it does. To stop so water, like ink's not constantly leaking out of here. That's a smart move, right? But altogether, I can't rave enough about this build quality. I don't know if you can see the sparkles in here that are inside inside the marble here. Once I constantly focus in, but it's semi-transparent, which actually looks really, really cool. And this is a very fine tip. Now this one's rigid. This is what I like. You see, it's rigid, it's stiff. I can't pull it out like the previous fountain pen that I was reviewing. What was it? It was a knockoff Moonman pen. This isn't the knockoff. This is the real deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put this away. But first, let's actually take a look at these instructions here. So that black tip here, we twist that down, and then we twist it back up in the inkwell. This one is showing like a vacuum one where we can just pull, but that's not what this model is, and I don't want to force it. And you see right here, it's showing that we can pull that out all together and put it in here if we so desire. But no, I like having both cases inside cases. And yeah, there's just showing a different mechanism in here. There's no English on these instructions. Now that we have this going, let's get our ink. Let's actually try this out. Actually, let me get a paper towel. Excuse me. So let's see if I can do this first trace first. So, as the instructions say, dip it in. So, I'm going to dip the pen ink just like this. Now I'm going to twist down while it's fully submerged. Okay, I'm getting some, but I feel I should be getting more, right? So I'm going to immerse this a little bit more. I'm going to kind of pull harder. There we go. So as you can see, I got ink in there. I'm going to take this out. I'm just going to blot this a little bit. There we go. Yeah, this is definitely messy. Definitely messy. I just want to take the time just to show. Okay, so you see now that you see how the light's reflecting off it? This is the only flat side that this thing has. But I do want to just really show off the beauty and the design of this. And then pulling this off, this looks like it's going to write amazingly. So hey, why don't we get our paper out, start writing. Let me see our thoughts. Okay, we're going to write. So I'm still learning, you guys. And I've found something actually I just was thinking here, which I'm happy to share. So all this time, I'm just sitting here waiting for this ink just to kind of, sit down to hopefully come and flow out. When I just realized, hey, this is a suction thing, so why don't I just twist a little bit down on it? So I applied a tiny bit of pressure, and then I was able to see in between the nib the ink starting to flow. So let's zoom in, and let's get at this. Okay, let's see how this is going to turn out. Wow. You guys, I am in love. Now, I'm not in love with this ink because I've said before, this ink, it writes a little bit too light for my taste. But the way this flows on the paper. Well, I just want to laugh because this is a go-to pen for me. This is a daily writer now. I'm really that's right. So thoughts about this. It's coming out like it's flowing out, right? which is exactly what you want in a quality ink pen. I'm still doing my best to get over the color I picked. Next pen ink I'm gonna pick, it's gonna be a black, just because you see when I'm starting to write. So when I am starting to write. Now, I don't know if this is a fountain ink thing altogether, but like I'm seeing where it's darker on certain parts. It could, again, it could be just because of the color that I'm using, but I just don't like that. Now, in my paper, and again, I'm using standard paper, it's drying really fast. I should see if it's actually soaking through. I don't think it is soaking through, but let's just take a... No, actually, it's absorbing the whole paper, which is cool. But I guess when I'm starting to write, it doesn't look the cleanest, like on the edges. So like if you look at the amazing, I don't know if you can zoom. I can zoom in anymore. It kind of looks like old timey writing, like on old like treasure hunting paper, right? And maybe that's a situation of how the ink just comes out of this type of pen onto this type of paper. Gosh, I really hope that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. Okay, let me try that again. You know, like when you see like treasure maps on movies and stuff, and the way the letters are written, the edges just look rigid. They just look rugged. That's what this kind of looks like when I'm writing on it. Even when I write in cursive. So if I were to write in cursive, Gregory is my name. So once this dries, yeah, around the Y and the G and the R, it's just kind of jagged. Right? So if I was to give my signature out, signing for something, you see like you can see how it comes up more rigid here. You can see how the ink flows, like especially on this part where like I shot it back really quickly, how the ink is a little bit darker. And while I'm talking, you can see it drying in real time. This is messy. Yeah. This is messy. This is not something you're going to use to paint and stuff. But you know what? Right now, this is my bar for quality pens. Everything I've written with was just somewhat okay, but you see, now this excites me more because I have a better bar altogether. You know, one thing I'm just going to have to maybe lose points on is look how much ink. I don't really think I have that much ink to use. So this is something I would be constantly refilling, maybe at least twice a week. Would I be filling this up twice a week? Yeah, probably. But even so, you see how that just stopped? Maybe that's another reason why they have this thing. No, I don't know. But you see, now we've done that. Let's actually zoom in again. Let's actually start coloring, seeing how well this is going to color. It's not meant for coloring. I certainly know that. But like, what's one of my videos without drawing a box and trying to paint it, right? And you see, this is what I like about fountain pens. This is the thing that I was hoping for. I don't like feeling like I'm pressing on the paper, and it feels like I'm barely touching the paper, right? I'm barely on it. That's what I think is great. Like, it's just freely flowing out. And I think that's really cool. I can do a better job of painting, but like I'm just having so much fun going like this, right? Just flowing across the paper. It's like, so when I first did, my first fountain pen that I did was a calligraphy pen, and that flowed all over the place. It was really neat, it was really fun, but it wasn't conventional enough for me to actually sit down and write something, like doing a lot of document signing or signing my signature and stuff. That calligraphy thing was clearly just for calligraphy. This one, you know, you can't do calligraphy with it, but you can do decent writing, right? Like, look at my text here. I can do decent writing with this. Let me just pull this out. And that's this just really feels good to write. So you guys, like, I have, in terms of looks, this type of pen, really, really awesome. So you guys, I'm pretty positive about this. I'm glad that I got to use this. I actually have another Moonman coming, and other really unique looking pens. But you know what? So far, this Moonman is kind of on my top of the list, and mainly because of looks. Not to mention this case that it came in. This nice flat case, this frosted case. But wow, Moonman, you have impressed me.